All right, I'm here with Levon. Levon, you've performed quite well. You did amazing in the first few rounds, despite the hiccup at the beginning. I mean, the first 10 moves of the Olympiad. What was your reaction when you realized you were completely lost?
I thought so. This is how it feels
Yes,
being in a disaster,
yes,
being in a train that goes
yes,
straight into the abyss.
yes. But you made it. You made it back from the abyss. Yeah.
Yes.
And after that, you started winning game after game, despite some, opening discussions. But still, you did amazing. Were you feeling the spirit? Tell us a bit about the American team spirit inside the team.
Oh, I think it was great. Especially I think we were united by our coach. I mean, both coaches, John Donaldson and also Misha Antipov,
Yes.
who was a great addition to our team.
Please tell me about him. I know him as my student, but I don't know him
Yes.
as a coach. How was he?
Well,
Did he learn well from his coach?
He's very kind of inspired, and he's very, I would say, passionate. And I think it kind of affected the team, even in the worst, darkest moments we had throughout the tournaments. After all, we lost 2 matches. So yeah, this was important to have somebody who believed.
What can a coach teach you guys? I mean, you guys are obviously at the top for so long. What did he teach you throughout
Well, he
these last
knows
2 weeks?
many creative ideas, many risky ideas. So yeah, I think, and he's optimistic. It's important to have a happy guy, who loves to analyze, who's willing to work. And also once, I think the good atmosphere was also part because of Ray. It's not easy being a substitute player.
Yes.
And when things are not going well, I think he was there supporting. In the last couple of rounds, he analyzed a lot.
So he was helping
Yes.
in the background. He
Yes,
was
yes,
doing
yes.
analysis. He was trying to
Yeah, absolutely.
feed you the analysis
Yes, yes.
that he analyzed during the night, feed you in the morning, and tell you what to
Yes.
do. This type of strategies.
I mean,
Yeah?
when the decisive rounds, I think the last 2 rounds, it really helped Wesley a lot. So it was very good.
What was obviously we know the win that Wesley got in the last couple of the wins that Wesley got in the last couple of rounds. One of them was against India. The only game that India lost, actually,
Yes.
in, this one, it was in an Italian, and you were mentioning Misha. Misha is known as an Italian guy.
Yes.
Do you think he inspired Wesley?
Of course. Even his name is even Mikhail, because he's such an Italian player. No, Misha knows his gioco piano like, we dream of knowing anything, yeah. So no, it was great. He showed us many ideas. He explained everything, which structure to avoid. Yeah, definitely Misha's big there. I also want to mention that Fati, of course, is the person who's responsible for my play, because he knew I was struggling, but he inspired me, showed me many ideas, and kind of, inspiring me, supporting me. So maybe it came at the cost of his own performance, because he got tired because of the end. Yeah, I cannot say I was playing amazingly, but I was fighting. So quality was not so high, but I think the most important, the spirit was there. And as a team, I think we underperformed, of course. We were not really close to be winning the tournament. And of course, there is work to be done. But other than that, I think second place, man. If you're dealing with a team like India that wins every single match and just outpowers everything, second team is a good result.
How would you assess their performance, their historical result?
Oh yeah, this was Definitely, I don't remember such dominating performance.
Score-wise is the
Yeah.
historical best
Sure.
number.
Yeah. I only remember once we won the Olympiad with Armenia, and that was, I think, our first Olympic gold. That was an easy one. I remember we were very relaxed in Torino, but nowhere near to this achievement.
Yeah. Well, Levon, thank you very much. What's next for you now that the high of the Olympiad has finally subsided?
Yeah, I have an online event, and the Champions Chess Tour, and then of course the US Championship.
Oh yes, I'll see you in October.
Yes.
Cheers. Oh.
Thank you very much, and the gold goes to Fredrik Svanen.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a great experience, definitely something new. Never had a chance to work with such a strong team, especially like not with just one player, but with all the team. Definitely tournament started relatively rough for us. We lost a very important match against Ukraine, especially Wesley had a great position throughout the game, and we kind of get some handicap for our opponents because it was a loss in round 4, I think.
Probably, yes.
So it was relatively early. And unfortunately, 2 rounds later, we had a tough match against Romania, which was, we definitely were favorites, but unfortunately things didn't go well on a couple of our boards, and match ended up in a draw. And according to the situation, like usually when you lose 3 points, still such moments, it's already very hard to catch back, but fortunately, guys showed very great sportsmanship, even though some players had really rough start, at the same time some players had really rough finish, but overall we managed to score well in crucial matches and get victory like 2.5 against 1.5 several times. Obviously, we had a crucial match against India yesterday, which was very close. Unfortunately, we ended up losing the match, and even though it looked like we are not really fighting for anything, the pairings were in such a way that we faced China, who were 2 points ahead of us, and yes, it was definitely very crucial to get China, and like even though obviously everyone was very disappointed by the loss against India, it was obviously great that we still in a fight for medals, and like according to the station, if we win a match, our tiebreaks were relatively good, and we expected to get at least bronze by the tiebreaks. I think it's just very important to have a talk with everyone to like make sure that everyone is comfortable in the opening, in the preparation. Like sometimes sometimes it's like more than just couple of words. Sometimes maybe it's more like just to give some confidence in the prep. Like obviously, like very small things.
And
Approach is different to every player.
Levon was mentioning that you helped the players a lot, but also you inspired them with your enthusiasm, especially in some openings. I think he was mentioning the Italian, but obviously it was Wesley that scored the last point, crucial point against Wei in a Sicilian. How did you leave that match, and how did the team leave that match? You were not in the playing hall. How were you How are your nerves? Let's say
I can
during
definitely
those
say that
moments?
it's 10 times more stressful to watch than play.
Yes.
Because when you're playing, you play just your own game, but when you watch, you follow everyone, and it's obviously a completely different experience. Especially as a coach, I never been to such important event before, and it's very hard to like leave the phone away, not to even watch for like 5 minutes. I always want to check how it goes, especially when Wesley started to get advantage when he eventually played e5 and position became unpleasant. Like, it was important to move from p2 rook d2. Like if Wesley found it, and after that it's already a very decent pressure. Also, Linier got into cannot say trouble, but he had to be a little bit accurate at some moment. He found very crucial move a5 to simplify things on queen side, which more or less stabilized his position. I would say that, like, taking into account the start, it's a very great finish. Definitely, like, silver medal is, it's obviously not a golden medal, but it's not nothing. And, I understand that, like, for most of the players, we feel like there is only one medal, it's a golden medal. But anyway, I think everyone is relatively happy with the result, especially taking into account that we had a very hard match against India, and today we had to win against other very strong team where we didn't really have any racing advantage on any board, and I think it's great that guys showed very great sportsmanship, and especially Wesley, who actually had a pretty bad tournament before last 2 games, and I think everything changed in his game against Leko when he went for a very fighting line with Black, and that was Levon's idea, and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't very excited about this, but I think I think it could be interesting. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about couple lines because I thought that it's very simple for whites to just get simple position and more or less simplify and end up in a draw. But from the opening, I realized, especially when Leko decided to go for his b4, knight b5 f4 line, I felt that it's one of the most fighting lines. There are no simplifications. Things are just going on, and felt this was like one of the best fighting lines for Black, probably. I think this is a question to the restaurant, not to us. Why we had a 3-hour dinner, and in general, like, it's better to spend the rest day in a different way than just sitting in the restaurant.
Thank you very much, Misha, and once again, congratulations. Great result.
Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes, Christian.
Here with Sagar Shah, obviously one of the best days of your life, I would assume.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I'm so glad, firstly, to be on C Squared vlog, and also I think India winning 2 golds is just a dream come true. I cannot imagine how this would be after a few years. You know, young kids would say, okay, 2024 was the year for Indian chess, and already we have won Bukesh.
How many years has it been since you started this project, Chess Base India, and obviously since you kind of met all these new up-and-coming prodigies?
8 years. I think when we began, Bukesh, Prag, Arjun, perhaps all were around 2000 rated. So we all grew together, perhaps.
Yes, absolutely. Did you imagine this magnitude at that point when you started?
No. nothing has been planned actually. That's the entire thing about this project. Everything keeps on happening on its own.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, yeah. And today I think you were having a good time with your friends. You had an amazing scene during one moment at the commentary. You had Anish Giri, you had Erigaisi, you had Gukesh.
Yes.
Who else did you have? You had everybody.
Parag came, Vidit came, Hari came, Tanya was there.
my goodness.
So today Judith came. It was like a beautiful, beautiful space. And I'm hoping to go tonight and interview all the players of the Indian team in detail, try to understand their feelings, how they felt. So yeah, I will do the thing that I need to do.
Awesome, awesome. And what are the plans for a World Championship match?
Okay, World Championship is another project now. After this, first there will be Global Chess League, and after that, Gukesh
Global Chess League as well, yes.
Gukesh versus Ding. And I feel like will be a great match because you know we shouldn't get overconfident. Ding can always strike back, and I think that is the beauty of it. Everyone's going to think, okay, the match is Gukesh is looking strong, but on the day when you sit on the board, who knows what will happen? So it is always exciting.
Absolutely. And how would you assess Ding after this Olympiad? Obviously, it looked a little bit shaky, but we know Ding, he's such a strong player, he can definitely come back.
Yes,
from
he
this type of
looked
emotions.
shaky, but also he has experience on his side.
Yeah.
So the first few games of the match are going to be crucial because if Gukesh settles down, then perhaps he might get the edge. But if Ding strikes in first or second game, then who knows what will happen. Because I remember when Vishy took on Magnus in 2013, Magnus was stronger than Vishy. But in the first game, he was so nervous. And Anand actually accepted a draw very quickly with black pieces. And I think that later on maybe came to hurt him. So who knows what will happen.
Gukesh having Anand and Gayevsky, the coach of Anand, that brings a lot of experience to the match. But still, you have to live it to feel it.
Sure.
You know?
But if you look at Gukesh, he does not seem to have any nerves or anything like, oh, it's the match. It's like it's his journey towards becoming a great player, and becoming a world champion is one step. For some people, it's like the ultimate thing in their career. But maybe for Gukesh, it might be the first, sort of one of the first few steps he will take.
That's one of the things that strikes me whenever I see Gukesh. He's very calm. Despite the fact that he wins, even if he loses, he's always very balanced.
Yes.
Do you think he does any sort of like special training? Is it just his nature?
No, he's just like this. I think he's also very calm.
Has he always been like this?
I think his coach, Vishnu Prasanna, when he was young, always, I think, still makes his other students meditate for 10 minutes before the class begins and all. So I think these are some of the habits which he has inculcated for many years. And I think that is what keeps him in good stead. I think overall, if you interact with Gukesh, you will never feel like you are talking to an 18-year-old. You will find him to be a deep listener. He will try to understand things deeply, and if something resonates with him, he will put it within him and try to implement it. And I think I don't see that in many little kids, you know. So
awesome. Well, thank you very much. I'll let you do your job. I know you have a lot of things to do here.
Christian, and I always enjoy watching C Squared podcasts and also the vlogs now. So keep going, guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, Sagar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.